Hey guys, Sabrine here, coming to you once again with another vlog. So excited to be back with you guys. Please forgive me for not posting on last weekend, but it was my mom and my uncle's birthday. So I actually went home to New York City to spend some time with them, to hang out and just, love on my family. So I am glad you guys have forgiven me for not posting. And thank you guys so much for joining me on today. And so before we begin, please do not forget to like, to share, send it to somebody else, and to subscribe below. I will greatly appreciate it. And so just to do a recap of what we've been talking about the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about, for those of you who wanted to pursue the doctoral degree, and in some instance, these comments that I'm making, these statements and these nuggets that I'm providing you all with can go to and be applied to any part of your life. So it just doesn't have to be about pursuing the doctoral degree, but it can also be about, relationships, or even in the workplace, or even in ministry, whatever it may be. I hope that these nuggets can help you in some shape or form or fashion. And so again, thank you guys once again for joining me. And so today, of course, recapping, I'm going to give you the last part of what we've been talking about, pursuing the doctoral degree. And the first part we talked about, of course, was being called to it. It is one thing to desire it. It is one thing to want to have it for the prestige or whatever it may be, but you really have to be called to it, because when the nights get long, and when the financial aid runs out, and when the years continue to pile up, is the calling that will actually drive you and give you the passion to continue on. The second was consistency. Being consistent is so essential in so many areas of your life. Of course, the call is the core, but the consistency is the barrier. The consistency is what builds your character. It is what allows others to trust you, because they've seen your pattern, they've seen how you've worked, and they know that you're diligent. So that consistency is essential. They say it takes approximately 21 days to build a habit, and so people being able to see those habits being formed and those habits continue will allow for integrity to be demonstrated in your life and allow people to trust you. And so the last part I want to give to you all on today is commitment. How essential commitment is. Commitment is the legs of the entire pursuit. Commitment is so essential, because when the fire is gone, when the drive is low, when the passion is shaky, commitment is what will take you to the finish line. I like to compare it, to marriage, where when an individual starts dating, you get engaged, and you go down the aisle, start planning the wedding and the marriage, and you're so excited. And then 1 month in, and then 1 year in, and then 5 years in, and you start to see, different things about the person, like the doctoral degree. You're going to start seeing different things that are going to go on. And it's not the love that is going to keep you there. It's your commitment to that individual and the commitment to your marriage that will keep you there. And so, and let me pause right there. I always tell people, if you're spending more on your wedding than you are investing in your marriage, then you've already started off wrong. Okay? And why I say that is this. Some people, get excited for those few hours, and you're paying all this money for a few hours. Why don't you take some of that money, downgrade some of the things you wanted to do in that wedding, take some of that money and plan for your future, whether it be through investments, whether it be purchasing a home, because you got to live after the wedding, right? Just saying. And so invest in your marriage. So that's just my 2 cents. I know I'm not married, and some people are like, well, you single, how can you say that? Just using wisdom. Okay? And so back to what we were originally talking about, the pursuit of the doctoral degree. And so when you're called to it, you're going to have that excitement. You're going to be like, yes, God, this is it. Your first year, you're still excited. You're starting to get these classes. Year 1 is done. Year 2, you still got that 4.0. You're going. You're like, this is it. Everything is done. Year 3, you're still going strong. Year 4, and you're expecting to graduate by year 4, because you have done everything you're supposed to do. You still have that 4.0. You have maintained those relationships that need to be maintained. You have even created brand new relationships with scholarly individuals within your cohort or your community. And you have even worked ahead. Like you started working your dissertation in year 2 before, you get to this year 4. But then it happens. You lose financial aid. You're in year 5. You finish all your coursework in year 4, so you don't have anything. So what you're really just paying for is to do research. Your chair in year 6 doesn't respond to emails on time and is having issues, and all these things is going on in their life, and they forget that they are actually the ones who are literally holding you back, or they're the ones that's supposed to push you forward. And with that comes that love, that excitement, that drive, that motivation begins to dwindle. The lights start to get dim, and you're wondering, is this for me? Do I really need to do this? Have I been really called to this? And you start to doubt. And then when you start to doubt, that's what commitment comes in. That's what commitment comes to back. The Bible says, when we are weak is when God's strength is made perfect within us. And that's like what it is. God's strength is through that commitment, that you stay committed to the cause. You stay committed to the call. And so that is very important. Commitment is what will take you to the end. Is what will allow you to cross over the finish line. It is commitment that when you get into year 7 and you're still paying that money, you had to get a brand new chair, and you had to go through all these other obstacles, jump through these loops when IRB said no, and everybody else around you saying, yes, you got this. It's going to happen. Commitment is what says, okay, I need to pursue, and I need to persevere, because even with the individuals around you that will encourage you and push you towards the end, it is that inner being, that inner me. Okay, your inner you can become your biggest enemy. That's just a little nugget for you. And if you don't push your inner you, it's going to become your enemy. And so I had to really commit to continue on the pursuit. And then things and circumstances begin to happen in life, and you see people progressing, and you see people moving on, and it's just like, well, God, what about me? You're helping individuals to progress. You are pushing people forward. You are motivating and encouraging others. You're empowering others to pursue and do these things, but yet you're stuck. Yet you are not done. Yet everything else is falling apart. It is commitment. Commitment 1 to God, commitment 2 to the calling that will keep you going. You have to remain committed. And that's even, like I said, going back to relationships, going back to marriage. The love can go up and down. You like somebody one day, you love somebody one day, and then the next day it's like, I can't stand you. But because you are committed to the vows, because you are committed to the two becoming one, because you are committed to what you said that day and what you said before God and others, you choose to stay. You remain faithful. You remain steadfast in that relationship, even though it may not look like glitz and glamour and golden, and not everything is sparkling, and all the love is just oozing out of you guys. You're committed. I always said, I do not want just a loving marriage. I want a committed marriage. I want commitment to come first, because I am committed to that person, and I am committed to us. And so going back to the doctoral degree, you got to be committed to the call. You got to be consistent in the call. You got to be faithful to the call. You got to have confidence in the call. You have to have confidence enough to know that I can do this and I will do this. You have to be courageous enough to face your fears. You have to be courageous enough to tell the inner you, not today. You're not giving up. You're not going to quit. You're going to do this, and we are going to accomplish this. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about us, but it's about those who are coming after us. It's about those around us. We have influence, and we have to understand that when we are committed, when we are called, when we are consistent, and when we're committed to the call and being consistent in the call, that others around us will see that, and then it begins to trickle down. And, we want to be able to be people who are generational blessers, not just a curse, because we're breaking off all generational curses, but we want to be a generational blesser. And that comes through knowing your call. That comes through being consistent in the call. And that comes through being committed to the call. It comes through being courageous in the call. It comes through we're having confidence in the call. So I pray today that this video has blessed you. I pray that you will really think about your level of commitment and really recommit to being committed. You'll catch it later. Recommit to being committed. I love you. I pray that God's grace and peace be upon you. Have a wonderful week. Have a committed week, no matter what it looks like. Be committed to that thing. If you said it, do it. Be a person of your word. Do it. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have an awesome week.